It was a quiet Saturday morning in the peaceful suburban neighborhood where Jamal Thompson had lived for 7 years. As the town's police chief, Jamal was well known and respected, but outside of work, he liked to stay low-key. He looked forward to weekends when he could relax, no badge, no meetings, just time to enjoy his home. That morning, Jamal decided it was finally time to update his home Wi-Fi password. He had noticed some strange devices showing up on his network and wanted to make sure everything was secure. Dressed in his favorite gray sweats and a hoodie, he stepped outside to reset the router. His laptop was open on the patio table, showing the router settings as he typed in a stronger password. It felt good to take care of something simple. But what Jamal didn't know was that someone else was watching and about to turn his peaceful day upside down. From behind her living room blinds, Karen Whitman watched Jamal like a hawk. She had lived next door for years and always seemed to find a problem with everything. Kids playing too loud? She complained. Someone parked a little too close to her driveway? Another complaint. Even birds chirping early in the morning got on her nerves. For months, Karen had convinced herself that Jamal, the suspicious man next door, was hiding something. She didn't trust him, not because of anything he had done, but simply because she didn't like him. And today, in her mind, her suspicions were finally confirmed. Right as Jamal updated his Wi-Fi settings, Karen's internet suddenly went out. The timing was too perfect, at least to her. Her eyes narrowed, and her jaw clenched. She was sure he was up to no good. Without stopping to think, Karen jumped to the worst possible conclusion, and she was ready to act. Karen slammed her phone down and stormed outside in a fury, throwing on her robe as she marched straight toward Jamal's driveway. "Hey, you there?" she snapped. Jamal looked up from his laptop and sighed the moment he saw her. He already knew this wasn't going to be a calm conversation. "Yes, Karen?" he asked, keeping his voice steady. "What do you think you're doing?" she barked, folding her arms tightly. "My internet just went out the second you started messing with that." She pointed at his laptop like it was a weapon. Jamal raised an eyebrow. "I'm changing the password on my own Wi-Fi. It's got nothing to do with you." Karen scoffed. "Oh, sure. Like I'm supposed to believe that? Ever since you moved in, weird things keep happening with my signal." Jamal shook his head, already regretting going outside. This wasn't going to end quietly. He could feel it. Karen stepped back, her eyes still locked on Jamal with a look of pure suspicion. "I knew something was off about you," she muttered under her breath. Then, without warning, she pulled out her phone and started dialing. Jamal blinked in disbelief. Was she seriously calling the police? "Yes, hello," Karen said loudly, pacing her yard. "There's a suspicious man outside my house. He's messing with internet stuff, probably hacking into people's Wi-Fi. Yes, he's still here. He's wearing a hoodie and acting very aggressive." Jamal let out a quiet laugh. He hadn't even moved. She lowered her voice but didn't hide her real reason. He's black. I mean, he just looks suspicious. Please send someone fast." She hung up and folded her arms like she'd just stopped a criminal. Jamal ran a hand down his face. He'd handled robberies and dangerous standoffs, but this was a new, kind of ridiculous. Just a few minutes later, a police car pulled up in front of Jamal's house. The sirens were off, but the lights were flashing. Two officers stepped out. One looked older and confident, while the other seemed younger and a bit nervous. Karen ran toward them, waving like her life depended on it. "Officers! Thank goodness you're here," she cried. "That man over there, he's been messing with internet wires and probably hacking private accounts. I don't feel safe." She pointed at Jamal like he was some kind of criminal. The older officer turned toward Jamal, and his face shifted. He recognized him right away. Chief?" he asked. The younger cop looked shocked as he quickly realized who Jamal was. Karen's face twisted with confusion. "Chief? Chief of what?" she asked. Jamal calmly reached into his pocket and pulled out his badge. "I'm Chief Jamal Thompson," he said. "Been police chief here for 5 years." Everything went silent. Karen's mouth opened, then closed, like she didn't know what to say. Her face turned pale. The older officer looked disappointed and shook his head. "Ma'am, calling 911 for something like this is a serious waste of police time." Karen stammered, I didn't know. How was I supposed to? The younger cop, still blushing from the awkward moment, cleared his throat. "Sir, we apologize for the trouble. We'll mark this down as a false report." Jamail gave a simple nod. "That would be best." Karen took one small step back, then spun around and rushed into her house without saying another word. She slammed her door so hard it echoed. The officers walked back to their car. The older one gave Jamail an apologetic look. "Sorry about that, Chief. Some folks never learn." Jamail chuckled. "Yeah, tell me about it." Jamail watched the police car drive off, the flashing lights fading down the street. He shook his head and let out a small laugh. Of all the things he'd dealt with as police chief, robberies, car chases, even armed suspects, this was definitely a first. A neighbor calling 911 because he changed his Wi-Fi password? That was new. He walked back into his house, feeling both amused and a little tired. Inside, everything was peaceful again. He picked up his coffee from the table, took a sip, and looked at his phone. His Wi-Fi was working perfectly now. He leaned back in his chair and smiled. The irony was too good. The woman who had always judged him now knew exactly who he was, and she couldn't take it back. Jamal put his feet up, feeling relaxed again. For the first time that day, it really felt like a quiet Saturday morning.